In this video, we're going to go into our post application and update all the requests that we're making over to our event bus to use the name of the event bus service. We'll then do the same thing with the event bus. So we'll open up the event bus code, and anytime we try to make a request over to our post service or the post application, we'll make sure we update that URL as well. Now, as you can guess, we are going to start to add in eventually some new pods for our comment stuff, for moderation and query. Those are all going to need some services to be created as well. And we're going to need to make sure that for each of those services, we update all the appropriate URLs inside of our code base too. So eventually we're going to have to update a lot of URLs, but for right now, let's just focus on posts and event bus and just get those two things working. All right, so inside of our code editor, we're going to find our post application once again and find the index.js file. So here's where we are making a post request to /posts, or we have the handler for it. And this is where we reach out to our event bus. So no longer are we going to make a request to localhost. Instead, we make a request to the service that is governing access to the event bus. So it will be event bus SRV. And it's absolutely always worth, once you type in one of these service names inside of your code, always worth going over to your terminal, doing a quick kubectl get services, and just double checking the spelling. And also double checking the port as well. So event bus SRV at port 4005. Does it line up? Yes, it does. I'll then continue down and see if there are any other requests being issued in here to our event bus. Nope, don't think there are. So I'll save this file and close it. I'll then go over to my event bus. I'll open up the index.js file inside there as well. This is where we are making our series of requests to all the different sub or microservices we have inside of our app. So at present, we don't have any implementation for comments, moderation, or query. So I'm just going to temporarily comment those out. We'll come back and uncomment them very shortly as we start to bring the comments, moderation, and query microservices live inside of our cluster. But for right now, if we tried to make a request to those endpoints, we would end up with an error. Probably not what we want. So we'll just leave behind the request to our post microservice. I'm going to find localhost right there. We no longer want to make a request to localhost. Instead, we want to make a request to post cluster IP SRV, because that's how we get access to the post pod. Once again, I'll go to my terminal, do a kubectl get services, and just verify the name. Yep, post cluster IP SRV at port 4000. So post cluster IP SRV still at port 4000. Cool, so I'll save this as well. So we've now made changes to two of our microservices, and we need to somehow now deploy those. We spoke about how we update deployments just a little bit ago. So as a quick reminder, see where's our diagram for it? Somewhere here it is right here. So we've made an update to our code. If we want to deploy that, we're going to rebuild the image for our event bus and for posts. We'll then push those images to Docker Hub, and then run the command kubectl blah, blah, blah with the deployment name. So we've updated our code. Let's go and rebuild both those images. Again, at my terminal, I'll change back into my event bus directory and do a docker build -t Stephen Greider event -bus dot, don't forget the dot at the end. Okay, there's that. I'll push that image. So docker push event bus. That'll take just a minute or two, or maybe it'll be really quick. Let's see how long it takes. Very good. So I'll go and do the same thing for posts as well. So I'll go up one directory, change into posts. We'll do a docker build your docker ID /posts and a dot at the very end. Cool. And a docker push for posts. Cool. All right, so now to make sure that we update both of our deployments, we'll do the kubectl rollout restart deployment for our post deployment and the event bus deployment as well. If we forget the name of those deployments, we can always do a kubectl get deployments. So there's the name of the 2 deployments that we need to restart. So let's do the post one first. So we'll do a kubectl rollout restart deployment. Post depl. kubectl rollout restart event bus depl. Oh, restart deployment. There we go. I'll then list out all my pods and make sure that they both just got restarted. So a kubectl get pods. Oh, this is interesting. You'll notice that I ran this command quickly enough to see the old pod that was being executed for the event bus deployment. It's now being terminated and it's being replaced with this brand new one because we are trying to replace or restart, or I should say, yes, replace the pod that was already running. I'll do another get pods. It looks like that other one has now been fully terminated, and we've now got just these 2 pods. Well, the last thing we need to do is a quick test. So we're going to open up Postman. We're going to try to manually create a post by issuing a post request to our post service or the post microservice. And then we'll make sure that the event bus and posts are somehow in communication by viewing their logs and making sure that they are exchanging some events. This video is running a little bit long, however, so let's take care of that little test in just a moment.